The brand new FIA GT Series roars into action this weekend in France at the Paul Armagnac circuit in Nogaro. A packed grid of stellar cars, teams and drivers will compete throughout 6 rounds of 2013 in order to be the FIA GT Series champion. There will be 3 classes this season: Pro Cup, Pro-Am Cup and Gentleman's Trophy. And one man who's definitely entering the Pro Cup is Sebastian Loeb. The 9-times World Rally Champion will be out in a McLaren.
My hope is to improve my driving on racing. For sure, I don't have a lot of experience. We are in an international championship with a lot of very good drivers, so it will be for me important to see where I am in this high level and try to improve my driving.
Seb will be joined in his McLaren MP412C by factory McLaren driver Alvaro Parente. Meanwhile, in the sister car, Mike Parisi will be joined by Andreas Zuber, and together should be challenging for the Pro Cup. HTP Gravity Cheroux have entered 3 Mercedes SLSs for this season. In car number 1 is Maximilian Buch.
I try to fight for some points, of course. I try to be top 5 every weekend, but I'm quite confident and satisfied that we can fight for some points and having a good championship.
Alan Day will be Buch's teammates. Afanasiev and Andreas Simonsen are in number 2, and car number 3 is driven by Petr Cherouz and Jan Stovacek. A great addition to the series are Phoenix Audi. The winners of last year's Nürburgring 24-hour race will field an Audi R8. Enzo Eid and Anthony Kumpen will be the drivers.
The Audis should be strong here. We saw now in the dry conditions that the McLarens are really strong, and the wet, the Audis were strong, so we will see. The weather conditions will change, but we are quite confident that we will be quite good.
Continuing the Audi theme are WRT. They're fielding 3 R8s this year with Laurence Vanthoor and Stefano Telli in the number 11 machine.
This championship, the sprint series, is really something we are looking forward with Laurence Vanthoor, my teammate. Not only because we won the Blancpain series, but because it's really something we have to improve. We have to be better. The teams did a very good job during the winter for practicing pit stop. All the teams know better this championship. Don't forget that last year there were some very strong teams who had much more experience than us in the sprint series. So definitely we want to do well.
René Rast and Nicky Melnhoff will compete in the 12 car in the Pro-Am Cup, whilst the other pro entry will be Frank Stippler and Edward Sandstrom. Another strong entry in the Pro Cup is the Door McLaren of Daniel Kilvitz and Nicholas Kenetich. Kenetich is aware it's going to be a tough season.
It's a new car for me. It's my first time this weekend in the car. We have never testing before. It's the first time with this team and the first time in this series. And I hope we can make a good start this weekend. And then we must look what's the next races.
The German squad will be hoping to make a good impression this season. There's a strong Brazilian presence in the FIA GT Series this season, coming from BMW Team Brazil, using a range of international and national motorsport stars, including ex-F1 driver Ricardo Zonta.
This weekend, the first practice, I had some problems with my car, so I did only 5-6 laps, and it's been quite difficult for me and for the Jimenez, the second driver, to adapt to this car. It's a new car for me, especially.
Zonta will be joined in car 21 by Sergio Jimenez, whilst car 0 will see 5-time Brazilian stock car champion Caco Bueno race with Alan Coder. The second Brazilian entry this season comes in the form of a pair of Ford GTs from Road Drive. Claudio Ricci will be driving the number 7 car, alongside him, Matthias Stumpf.
We think it's a big championship with big names here. We have other Brazilians here too, and it will be nice for all around the world that we can do a very good job here.
The second car will enter the Gentleman's Trophy. Rajan Mascarello and Felipe Tozzo at the wheel. Seyfarth Motorsport will enter 1 Mercedes SLS this year for Jan Seyfarth and ex-Formula 1 driver Karun Chandok, who's looking forward to having a roof over his head.
Yeah, it's a real eye-opener coming into this championship. There's a lot of good drivers and teams, so it'll take a little bit of learning. I think the first 2 races, 2 race weekends, but you know, I've got a good teammate in Jan Seyfarth, and the team are working really hard. So you know, I've come here with no testing, so real baptism of fire. But I'm enjoying it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and we'll see where we end up.
It'll be a steep learning curve for Seyfarth and Chandok this season as they enter the Pro Cup. BMW Sports Trophy Team India field a BMW Z4 in the Pro-Am Cup this year. Frenchman Julien Juste will be joined by Indian driver Aman Ibrahim.
We haven't done much running because of the weather has been crazy. I've only managed to get some laps in the wet, and unfortunately every time I've gotten it, it's been wet and not dry, so I've missed out on the dry. So yeah, if it stays dry, I'm going straight to qualifying and not even a single lap on the track, around the track in the dry, but it should be fun. In the end, do the best we can, get the best out of both Julian and myself, and to get the best out of the car, and get in a good position for the race tomorrow, you know, and see what comes out of that.
Portuguese squad Nova driver will enter an Audi R8 this year as they make the step up to the FIA GT Series. Team boss Cesar Campanico will race alongside compatriot Carlos Vieira.
Our team is 100% Portuguese. Cesar has the experience from the last year, and I think he will be a big help for me to know the circuits. And well, hopefully we will do it good for the Pro-Am class.
Expect Nova driver to be towards the front. Last year's GT3 champion Dominic Baumann makes the step up to FIA GT Series this season with Grasser Lamborghini.
Our expectations are not really high. It was really short planned 1 week ago. So for the team and for the drivers, it's everything quite new. The car is really great to drive. Today or this weekend, I don't know if we can score some points. We are really happy.
Soft Rev Ferrari will field 2 458s this weekend. Gerard Tonelli will share with ex-French international goalkeeper Fabien Barthez.
But I'm here for enjoy really, and it's my second house here. You know, the Nogaro. I start to listen to the driver here, and I'm here for enjoy.
In the sister car, Jean-Luc Bubulik will share with GT expert Sohail Ayari. And finally, RJN Nissan will field 2 cars this season, one for Mark Josicki and Wolfgang Reip. The pair are very recent graduates from Nissan's GT Academy program, and Reip knows it'll be a tough year.
We are still learning, of course, so between the 10th and the 15th position, it's the target for this first race.
In the sister car, experienced racer Alex Buncombe will join Lucas Ordonez. So that's the lineup for this year. All that's left now is the racing. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to France for the first round of the 2013 FIA GT Series. It's the qualifying race that we've got coming up for you today from the Paul Armagnac circuit down in the southwest of France. My name is Jack Nichols. I'm here in the commentary box, and alongside me is John Watson. John, the weather has been up and down all weekend, but it's reasonably decent now. It looks like we might get a dry race for this one.
Well, first of all, happy Easter.
Happy Easter, John.
Happy Easter weekend in Nogaro. It's a traditional race weekend, and that's the best of the weather we've seen so far. 14 corners on this little 3.6 mile circuit. Wonderful circuit, very friendly. Doesn't have what you might call a neck-wrenching corner on it. A lot of them are second or third gear corners.
Absolutely, and there's a long back straight that leads down towards turn 7, which is where we're going to see most of the overtaking. As you say, 3.6 kilometres, 14 corners, and it's set to be a very, very entertaining race. So here's a look at the grid. We're on the right-hand side. You can see the pole car, which is René Rast, but there's the big story of the championship. Alvaro Parent in the car. He is sharing that McLaren with Sebastian Loeb, the 9 times World Rally champion. It's fantastic to have him on board.
Well, I mean, you look at the biggest names in the history of motorsport, Sebastian Loeb is right amongst them, and he's still an active rally driver in a sense, but he's not going to have a co-driver here today in the car with him. He's all on his own with a field of 22 other cars, and that's, while he has done Le Mans, a 24-hour race, this is a sprint race on a very much different style of circuit to Le Mans. So it's a big, big challenge for Sebastian Loeb to address. He said in the preview there that he wants to learn to be a racing driver. It's a vertical curve for him, and the eyes of France in particular, but the world in general, are on that man right now.
Well, there's an awful lot of French interest here for this race, because as well as Sebastian Loeb, we've also got Mike Parisi, who's from Pau, just down the road. He's a local man, went very well in qualifying. Unfortunately, he's been dropped back on the grid because of infringements, technical infringements. He will start in 8th place. We've also got the 1998 French World Cup winner, Fabien Barthez, the ex-Manchester United goalkeeper as well. He's out driving in the Pro-Am category because he's just out there for some fun, and it's good to see him out as well, and as a result the French fans have come in their droves. So here you can see the cars making their way around on the formation lap. The grid is thus: on pole position is the number 12 Belgian Audi Club team WRT R8 of René Rast, and alongside him on the front row, as we've already seen, Alvaro Parent. Row 2, we've got another Audi. It's Edward Sandstrom and Laurence Vanthor. In fact, it's two WRT Audis on the second row of the grid. Then we get the first of our Nissans, which is very good to see. BMW Z4, started by Alain Cordair, is going to be very entertaining as well. Top drivers from Brazil have come to the FIA GT Series this year. And there's the other car, Sergio Jimenez driving that one. Alan Day starting in 9th place. Then we've got the Lamborghini in the field, started by Harry Projik. We've got Jay Seyfarth and Karun Chandok out there, the ex-Formula 1 driver in a Mercedes as well. Towards the back we've got Shositsky and Reap, who are going to be in the other Nissan. Cesar Campanico is 33 today, and unfortunately for him, and a bit of an early birthday present yesterday, was a 10-place grid penalty, so he's going to be starting down in 15th place where he qualified in 5th. And bringing up the rear of the field, we've got Jan Stobacek starting that HTP Gravity Charouz machine, because Fabio Ordini and Philippe Salaquada, unfortunately in the AF Corsa car, won't be starting after Ordini had a strange accident yesterday in qualifying.
Yeah, he came out of turn 12 onto what would be the old pit straight here at Nogaro. He was warming up the tyres on a track that was still slick. He was on a slick tyre, weaving from side to side. But as he turned the wheel, he opened the throttle and the car snapped. And just simply, here we are looking at it, this part of racetrack, went from the right of your screen across to the left. Now, I didn't think the incident looked particularly severe. Most of the damage was confined to what looked like radiators and bodywork. But subsequently, the team discovered that there was substantial chassis damage.
So a 1 hour race to start the qualifying race of the 2013 FIA GT Series is go. When the lights go out, we wait for it. On pole position is René Rast as they head off towards the first corner then. It's not a great start from Alvaro Parent. It looks like Sandstrom has made his way up into second place. Parent's going to try and hold it all the way around the outside, and does so. Running wide towards the back is one of the HTP Gravity Charouz cars. He comes back on board just in front. That's Andres Simonsen at the wheel. And who is that off? Oh, that's a shame. Stefan Otelli, the local driver, the Frenchman, out of the race by the looks of it at the first corner.
Well, he just got squeezed. Too much traffic going into turn 2. Contact Audi in the gravel trap, and that car is out.
It looks like it. So battles throughout the field at the moment, but it looks as though René Rast has managed to hold the lead as they head down towards turn 9. There's the Dawn Motorsport McLaren getting pushed onto the grass. Bodywork flying as the cars came through turn 6 onto the straight. Don't know whose bodywork it is, but we'll get a glimpse in a second. So down into the turn 7 hairpin for the first time they come.